Okay, so what we're going to do now is take a look at making organic style textures, or kind of like, squishy horror, sci-fi, kind of just really gross sounds. And what you're about to hear is basically just barbecue chicken. It's raw chicken being mixed in a bowl with Kraft barbecue sauce. It's a really thick, nasty kind of sound. And the other one is going to be dog food that I'm trying to get out of a can, and it's making a really cool kind of suction kind of sound. So here's a couple of clips on recording that.
So take this.
Okay, so now you see kind of how I just recorded it. Nothing special, nothing really all that incredible, but I'm going to start blending these things together and kind of start playing with them. So to do this, I'm going to use the Nico and one of my new favorite programs, Alchemy. It's just an incredible sample manipulation tool. And I haven't been on it that long, but I'm learning new, really cool things every day on it. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is start with just a blank patch here. And as you can hear, it defaults to a sawtooth wave. So I am just going to click on import audio, go to the import audio section, and here are some of the recordings of the barbecue chicken. Okay. So I'm going to take this first one here, and I'm going to import this. Now, there's a lot of different ways this thing encodes waveforms, and you can do a bunch of stuff. I'm not really going to get into that, but just real quick, you have a way to treat it just like any other kind of sampler. So here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the attack on it and change the release to get more of a kind of just a softer kind of texture. So just on the attack. So. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of perform it a little bit. And this is just actually just playing back the sample. Really no other manipulation so far. So you can kind of, start getting some really different kind of stuff. Now, I'm just going to engage I encoded this with a granular setup, and you can do additive spectral. There's a couple different ways of doing stuff. But just real quick, and I'm just going to mess with the tuning, and I'm just going to assign the coarse tune to a slider here. And I'm also going to assign the stretch amount, how far you're going to stretch out the sample. So sometimes you can get some really almost kind of sci-fi Borgish kind of effects, or cyborg effects, I should say. And you have different parameters on how the granular set is set up. So we're going to kind of make it really fine. So you can start to hear you can kind of tearing apart the sample a little bit and adding in some kind of like cool artifacts to it. Now, I'm just going to go back to the sampler section of it real quick, and I'm going to layer this with another barbecue chicken sound. So I'm just going to go through and select the barbecue chicken 2 wave, drop that in here, and so now the envelope stuff is all going to be the same. And that's on a granular setup as well. So I'll mess with this and also the stretch parameter, and I'll assign these to some faders real quick. And I'll put it just back on the sampler waveform as well. And I can still control the amount of the tuning with these faders as well. So. So you can hear how you can start to actually kind of like just keep layering sounds and keep performing with it and kind of morphing between the effects. Now I've gone ahead and kind of set up a a file that's got a lot of modulation routings, and you can kind of see how we can perform with this, just organic tweaks. So this is the 3 samples of the barbecue chicken and the 1 sample of the dog food. So we have and with all the real-time controls in here, I have everything set up to just control all kinds of different parameters in real time. And one of the really cool things about Alchemy is you can actually morph between all these parameter settings. So I have these 8 different settings in here, and I'm just going to fade in between them while I kind of perform this, this kind of sample down here. So you can see how the real-time control just adds a lot of life to these waveforms, and you start coming up with stuff that really kind of doesn't exist, but it goes really well with a lot of computer graphic stuff that, that stuff that really exists. So you can start, kind of blending these 2 worlds together. A lot of really cool organic textures and the incredible real-time control of sound manipulation software, something like Alchemy. So that's a real quick one on just making organic style textures.